And now we'll go straight across to my colleague Padmaja Joshi, who joins us live. Padmaja, good morning. It was an action-packed weekend. Sasikala in damage control mode and O Selvam making steady gains. Please take us through what we can expect today.
Thanks very much, Avantika. And yes, even as these policemen and policewomen get ready to go on duty, one wonders what is going on inside the O Selvam and the Sasikala camp. What fresh strategies are they coming up for the day ahead? Because yesterday they really did not pull any punches either side. So it was crocodile versus lions. Sasikala asserted that only a lion can succeed a lion, and each one of the MLAs who is with her is a lion, and together they are going to run the state. Of course, a sneering O Selvam just minutes later asked her, what is the point of shedding these crocodile tears? We are hopefully finally going to see a judgment from the Supreme Court. Also, more developments ahead on the day on the legal front. Eyes on the governor as well. But let's just take a quick glance back at how there was fresh salvos fired by both sides yesterday at each other.
Parading the MLAs before the media, Sasikala asserted that they are not being held captive.
There are lies being spread by our enemies that MLAs are being kept against their will here. I will lay my life down to protect the party.
And then began a war of words. Chinnamma wrote that she's a lion and thus the only one who can replace Amma. Soon after, Selvam laughed off the metaphor used by Sasikala and asked her to stop shedding crocodile tears.
Of all of you gathered here, would any of you call yourself a lion? Who calls themselves a lion? Now, instead of shedding crocodile tears, if she feels so upset, tell her to let them free. Tell her to release their MLAs.
The verbal duel ensued as the state waited for Governor Vidyasagar Rao's decision. The political uncertainty has boiled down to numbers. Seemingly panicked, but asserting that she's confident, Sasikala claims to have support of 129 MLAs, enough for her to form the government in Tamil Nadu. But the strength of Selvam's camp is increasing with each passing day, and it's only a matter of days before it becomes clear who will checkmate whom in Tamil Nadu's battle for power. Bureau Report, India Today.
In fact, yesterday we specifically asked Sasikala about how she could still have that kind of number with her 129 MLAs, whether that claim is now being disputed, and how she will manage to keep all of the MLAs together so that she only had a resolute, we have the numbers to answer. In fact, today, after Sasikala's very confident, very aggressive and partially emotional assault on O Selvam, today OPS is going to be headed to the Secretariat. Remember, this is the first time he's going to be visiting the Secretariat ever since this entire power tussle broke out. Perhaps an attempt to try and reassert who really is in power in Tamil Nadu. Because remember, he still is the caretaker chief minister, despite the fact that he had tendered his resignation and he had proposed Sasikala's name for the post of chief minister. We've got Akshita joining us live. Akshita, what really is going to be the program of O Selvam? I know you're outside his house, but what is the day going to look like for him, and why this visit to the Secretariat?
Has to worry a lot because here also.
Padmasha, good morning. I'm standing right outside O Selvam's residence. Already quite a bit of activity because you see so many police officials around me. The barricades are put in place. I'm standing about 200 meters away from Selvam's residence, and yes, besides the marathon meetings that he will be having with his supporters today, he will also be heading to the state secretariat. As you pointed out, this is the first time he is going to be going to the secretariat after this entire war that we've been witnessing playing out on the streets of Chennai. Having said that, Padmaja, there are many who are, of course, speculating on why he's decided to go to the Secretariat today. I think there will be a number of things that he will be looking into. We don't really know what the agenda is, but he's been hinting over the last few days that in his capacity as a Chief Minister, he could possibly be taking action against against Sasikala, really, by ensuring that Vedanilayam, which is Jayalalitha's post-garden residence, is made into a memorial for her. Will he be taking steps in that regard? Will he be taking some sort of an action to pass that order is one question. I also think, Padmaja, that largely this step, the fact that Paneerselvam is heading to the Secretariat today, is to once again stamp his authority, to reinstate that right now he is the Chief Minister, and also prove to the people that governance at this point is not taking a hit. You know, there have been several reports indicating that amidst this war of words between Sasikala Natarajan and Paneerselvam, governance is taking a hit, that the state is really crippled by this political war. But Paneerselvam will want to prove that despite all that's happening, he is still very much dedicated to ensuring a proper administration and ensuring that there is no misgovernance really in the state. I think that will be a point that he'll want to push through, and that's why he will be heading to the Secretariat.
Well, very interesting if he actually plans to sign that notification turning this Poets Garden house of Jayalalitha, now occupied by Sasikala, into a memorial. Will that mean that in addition to leaving Sasikala barless, he'll also leave her homeless now? Meanwhile, the number of people moving over to the Paneerselvam side are growing every day. In fact, at last count, roughly about 8 to 9 MLAs and 10 members of parliament were in the OPS camp. In fact, the joke doing the rounds here is that given the number of MPs who are going over to OPS, it seems he's taking a shot at becoming Prime Minister rather than the Chief Minister. But jokes apart, Sasikala for now says she's very confident. Her camp says that in terms of MLAs, the people who will actually decide who the Chief Minister is, all of them are on her side. Yet, one cannot deny that the buzz in favor of OPS seems to be growing slowly and steadily.
Never-ending twists and turns in Tamil Nadu. Two AIADMK factions continue to fight for Amma's legacy and throne. Anxious and nervous, Jaya's followers and close aides caught in the power quagmire. In the days since he chose Jaya's memorial to blow the rebellion trumpet, OPS's confidence has proved to be a political magnet. Support is only growing for the man who was often dubbed as night watchman until recently. Another AIADMK MP, R. Parthipan from Theni district, has backed OPS. The number of Lok Sabha members from the AIADMK backing OPS has now swelled. This has further weakened the unified clout that AIADMK enjoyed in the lower house as the third largest group in the house.
Amma's death caused intense sadness. According to her wish, her successor is O. Paneerselvam.
The Tamil actors are lending greater legitimacy to OPS camp.
Come here to meet Madam Sasikala.
With most MLAs caged in the Golden Bay Resort, high drama unfolded after a complaint that Fisheries Minister was kept hostage by Sasikala's kin, who only surfaced at Sasikala's post-garden residence hours later. And as clamour grows for OPS as Tamil Nadu CM, Amma's childhood friend has broken her silence, telling India Today exclusively that Chinnamma kept her away from Amma.
As things panned out, I realized that it must have been her, because stopping us, all our old friends, lot of them had this complaint, few of them who even tried to reach out to her, could not reach her at all. So we were being cut off. I felt she was being isolated.
Such allegations against Chinnamma have been rampant. And as battle for Amma's throne heats up, more secrets are set to come out for AIADMK's political closet. Bureau Report, India Today.
Karnataka has claimed that there is the support of 129 MLAs along with his leader. Let's quickly listen to him.
This is a democratic country. The constitution completely, the murder of democracy, I can say, this is the thing going on continuously. Because continuously 10 days, 8-9 days over now. So why is there still time they need? I don't know the reason. Because still the 127 MLAs, they already elected. They're waiting for the governor reply. That our governor, unfortunately, is not responding anything. The same thing has happened. The Bhaskar Rao step that this N.T. Ramarao, this incident has happened. Later this, our Honorable former Chief Minister N.T. Ramarao, along with 161 MLAs, went to Delhi, met the President. Later President dismissed the Governor. It has happened in this very kind information.
So you are hinting that you are going to meet President?
No, yeah, definitely. They are going to be decided tomorrow, definitely. If Governor, they don't want to react this, as for the democracy, he don't want respect to us, then no other way.
All right, so that was the AIDMK's Karnataka Secretary speaking to my colleague Ashish, who's joining us live on the story now. What are the fears now being expressed by Camp Sasikala given the situation as it stands now, Ashish?
Padmija, right now the whole focus of the Sasikala camp and particularly Sasikala is to get the invitation from the Governor House. And that's why yesterday she again visited this Golden Baby Bird and she met with those MLAs, and also she produced all those MLAs in front of the media to pressurize Governor House. But yes, our sources are confirming if today also she'll not get any invitation from Governor House, definitely they are very much looking forward to a march to Delhi, to President House. They'll be going to President House with all these MLAs. The Sasikala camp is claiming that they have 129 MLAs. However, interestingly, opposition, OPS, Open Selvam side is claiming they have 7 MLAs. It means 129 plus 7, 136 MLAs. However, the real figure of AIADMK is 134 MLAs only. So anyone, like either of anyone is lying, that's for sure. So now, looking forward the strategy, we are learning from our sources that definitely now Sasikala camp and Sasikala will knock the president's door and seek justice from there. And that's the information we are getting from our sources who were present in yesterday's meeting, and now who is confirming this information to us. The Sasikala camp, Sasikala, she'll be waiting for any response till this
that's likely to happen. Is she now going to give some more time to the governor? Because yesterday one of the MPs MLAs speaking to you had said that we have extended this deadline until Monday evening. So tomorrow the day likely when Sasikala could be headed to Delhi?
Yes, very likely. They are very clear that today, Monday evening, they'll wait till Monday evening, and definitely then they'll be most likely they'll be going to Delhi. That's what we are learning from our sources, Padmaja.
All right, Ashish, for now, thank you very much for joining us. And remember, the governor also, while being questioned for his role, his silence, and earlier his absence from Chennai itself, has been taking the advice of senior jurist legal experts. And one of them, former Attorney General Soli Sorabji, in fact, spoke to us. He said that while the proving her strength on the floor of the House may have been deferred, that giving that opportunity to Sasikala may have been deferred, but this cannot happen indefinitely. She cannot be denied that right. Here's what he told us while speaking exclusively to India Today.
Normally, the governor has to act according to advice. But here the point is there is a Supreme Court judgment which is pending. In that case, Sasikala was convicted by the lower court.
Right.
High Court acquitted her. Now the Supreme Court heard the matter, and suppose the Supreme Court takes the view, suppose that she is guilty of corruption, then what happens? She incurs disqualification on Article 102. So then to swear her and then to come down. But the governor can't wait indefinitely. He can defer the swearing in. He can't decline swearing in.
So what you're saying is that essentially, since the fact of the matter is that the judgment is is just about to be delivered in a matter of days, expected. So there's nothing wrong to be deferred for a few days.
My understanding is that it will be given possibly by Tuesday, Wednesday. If it's not given, then of course he has to, the House has to be summoned, floor test has to be taken, and the majority to be proved. But here the governor comes in because of this very imminent judgment of the Supreme Court, which will make it clear whether she has incurred disqualification or not. Incurred disqualification meaning if she is held to be convicted, then she incurs disqualification, Article 102. So for this short period, the governor, I don't think he'll be accused of lack of bona fides. He defers swearing in for a short time.
My colleague Akshita continues to be live with us from outside the residence of O Paneerselvam in Chennai. And while Akshita, it will ultimately boil down to numbers, one cannot deny that it's also about the optics, which is why practically every day we have someone in the OPS camp organize this kind of gathering where people mill about OPS, greet him. Is this a show of popularity, and is this going to continue today as well?
You know, Padmaja, in the last few days, O Paneerselvam has made the most of people's support. We've seen that on social media. He's reached out to them in every possible way. As far as the Poise Garden petition is concerned, also he's left it to the public. He's been sending out voice SMSs. He's been putting out messages on social media, all of them very personal to the people, thanking them for their support. He knows at this point that the MLA support is crucial, but those numbers seem to be with Sasikala at this point. He's got a lot of MPs, former MLAs, AIADMK party members who've all come together here. But what's possibly the biggest advantage that he has really, Padmaja, is the fact that the people are on his side. I've been seeing it here over the last 20 days. You know, I've been at Poise Garden and I've been here at O Paneerselvam's residence. The kind of ground level workers and the cadre who have come together to support O Paneerselvam is unprecedented, and that's something Sasikala Natarajan doesn't seem to enjoy. As far as OPS's camp is concerned, I think that is a clear-cut strategy that they have taken and possibly will be taking forward as well to ensure that, you know, MLAs will realize that their people want O Paneerselvam and that the people pile pressure on their representatives. We've already seen Paneerselvam's camp putting out the numbers of MLAs, asking people to call them up and ensure they pile pressure on their representatives to choose Paneerselvam. Has that worked? Well, at the end of the day, Pandya Rajan has turned up here saying that it was simply because the people came together and told him that they want him to choose O Paneerselvam. So having said that, he definitely seems to be making the most of the people's support.
Well, so it's a not so subtle message being sent out to Sasikala. You may claim to have the numbers, but the popular support, the popular will is still with me. Akshita, thanks very much for joining us.